get ready to kickstart your journey to wellness with the ultimate guide in town. Welcome to Wellness Unleashed with Doc Stone. Join us as we journey through the realms of natural healing, where ancient wisdom meets modern science. Prepare to be inspired by stories of transformation and triumph. With Doc Stone as your guide, discover the power of holistic living and the joy of reclaiming your health. Prepare for a whirlwind adventure through the world of holistic wellness. From fitness freaks to spiritual gurus, we've got something for everyone. So grab your sneakers, your yoga mat, or just your sense of curiosity, and let's dive headfirst into a world of wellness wonders. Wellness Unleashed with Doc Stone. Your path to a vibrant life starts now. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Wellness Unleashed with Doc Stone. I am your host, holistic health coach, Jeremy Doc Stone, and I am so happy to welcome you to today's episode. I want to thank you for joining us and being a part of our tribe. We are very grateful for our audience wherever you are watching or listening to us from, whether it is live on ArrowStreamTV.com or on Roku TV, or if you're watching the video on demand playback on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Twitch, or on YouTube. We are super happy that you are here with us. If you are listening at a later date, starting tomorrow on Spotify, iHeart Radio, or Apple Podcasts, we are glad that you are here as well. We will be sure to share in the show notes for all of those platforms the resources to all the information that we share today. Just as a reminder, as always, the information that we share today is not meant to diagnose or treat any kind of medical condition or disease. This is for education, information purposes only, for entertainment. And so please, if you are suffering any kind of a medical disease or disorder, we just ask that you would contact your healthcare provider and get that looked at. So once again, we are super happy to welcome all the wellness warriors to today's show. Today, we're going to talk about macular degeneration. Maybe that is something that you are experiencing, or you know somebody who is experiencing it. I know that in my family that I have family members that experience macular degeneration. So it's going to be a great topic. We're going to talk about as always, what it is and what some of the risk factors are so that you can try to help to prevent it. But also, while we're going to share with you the conventional medical treatments for it, we're also going to share with you some prevention, holistic functional medicine options for it, as well as alternative therapies that may be beneficial for you. But do have to have a disclaimer out there. Anything that we talk about has not been approved by the FDA. And so when we talk about supplements or alternative therapies, just know that the FDA hasn't rubber stamped it, but we know that these may be beneficial to help you to prevent macular degeneration, or to help you relieve it a little bit should you be suffering from it. So we're just going to jump right in here. Let's go with today's show. So we're going to talk about natural approaches to macular degeneration today. If you want to follow me, Doc Stone, on any of the social media, it's Doc Stone's Natural Medicine. You can find me on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. Though I'll admit I'm not super active on Instagram, but I'm trying. Want to be able to reach you where you are at. So macular degeneration, let's talk about what it is. It's also referred to as age-related macular degeneration, AMD. And the reason why it's called age-related is because it primarily comes on in our older years. So by the time that you actually get the macular degeneration, you're diagnosed with it, it's been building up for many years, usually because of lifestyle issues. That's one of the most common risk factors for people to get it. So as you get older, you're more likely to be diagnosed with it. So it's an eye disease that damages the central part of the retina. So essentially, the macula is the center part of the back of the retina, which is in the back of the eyeball. This is what helps us to see in fine detail, into to really to zoom in on things. And so macular has to do with the center of it. And so as we begin to talk about the signs and symptoms of macular degeneration, we'll talk about how it's a loss of central sight, not your peripheral sight. So that's what the macula is, the center portion of the retina at the back of the eye. So let's talk about macular degeneration by the numbers. So it's there's an estimated 19 million people affected. Women and men are affected fairly equally, with women just being slightly higher, but not significantly higher. Vast majority affected are Caucasian Americans or white. It does not affect other races as commonly as it does the Caucasian race. And it's most commonly diagnosed in the ages of 40 to 84, with primarily being up in the 60s to 80s where it's diagnosed. But keep in mind, as I previously mentioned, that just because you were diagnosed with it at this age doesn't mean that it hasn't been building or accumulating previous years. So it's rarely ever something that just bam, it happened. It's something that has been building up for many years, much like most other chronic conditions, illnesses, or anything. It's not usually an overnight or an acute issue. So that's something to keep in mind, that what we do in our 30s, our 20s and our 30s can certainly have an impact on whether or not that we end up getting macular degeneration or AMD later in life. So there's two types of AMD that we need to be aware of. There's the atrophic or the dry. Now, this is the most common. About 80 to 95% of all cases of AMD or macular degeneration is the dry version. Now, the other type is called neovascular or wet. So oftentimes you're most commonly just hear them referred to as dry macular degeneration or wet macular degeneration, even though the wet style is not technically a degeneration. It's actually where there is an excessive growth of blood vessels that will then kind of burst. There's a bundle of vessels that grows back in the macula, and they'll begin to leak into there, and that's where the term wet comes from. But it is it's a lot less common than the dry version of the degeneration. So let's talk about causes and risk factors so that we can kind of have an idea of how we might best prevent or reduce the likelihood of us getting macular degeneration. So aging obviously is a risk factor. You can't really prevent that. The other option to aging is not enjoyable because you end up not being around anymore. So aging is certainly a risk factor. As we get older, we're much more susceptible to having macular degeneration. High blood pressure, and again, because this damages blood vessels in the eye, and so we want to make sure that we're maintaining good blood pressure. Probably the most significant risk factor and the most preventable cause of macular degeneration is smoking. So if you smoke, stop. Try to stay away from secondhand smoke. Don't start smoking. Smoking is very, very damaging. It releases free radicals into your body, but it also causes damage to blood vessels, we know. And so your eyes are just full of these blood vessels, including the retina. And we want to make sure that we're not causing undue damage to those vessels in our eyes. A diet low in antioxidants, and the reason again is because antioxidants help to remove free radicals, which cause damage, including cancer, but it can cause damage as a risk factor for AMD as well. Environmental toxins, especially heavy metals. A lot of people don't realize just how much environmental toxins accumulate inside of our body. It's not like you're exposed once and then it just flushes out of your body. Most of the time we get this bioaccumulation of these toxins, especially heavy metals. We do offer in our practice, Doc Stone's Natural Medicine and Wellness, we do offer functional medicine testing to help you to determine the levels of toxins, in particular heavy metals, environmental toxins, and mycotoxins inside of your body. If you are interested in that, there'll be more information at the end of today's show of where you can go and order your own testing, and we'll get that shipped out to you. And then you send back the sample, and we'll get your results usually in about 10 to 14 days, and just let you know where you stand and if this is an issue for you. And then poor digestion and detoxification. Poor digestion, because if we don't break down our food and nutrition into the nutrients that the body needs, we know that nutrient deficiencies contribute to macular degeneration. And so if we're not digesting correctly, then we're not going to be absorbing those nutrients as well. And also detoxification, because if we're not detoxing the toxins and parasites and stuff out of our system, then of course those are going to cause chronic conditions in us. And again, if you want more information on detoxing or on how to improve your digestion or whatnot, feel free to reach out to us in the comments, and we'll be happy to connect with you outside of the show. Other risk factors, nutritional deficiencies, as I mentioned, inflammation. So if you have chronic inflammation inside of your body due to chronic infections or the foods that you're eating, because there are inflammatory foods, if you have parasites, if you have gut dysbiosis, whatever the cause is, inflammation, we know irritates those vessels and can contribute to AMD. Ethnicity, again, more common in Caucasians than other races. Medications such as aspirin, and exposure to ultraviolet light. And did I mention smoking? If I can't mention that enough, the smoking is such a significant contributor to AMD. And so we want to make sure that we avoid that at all costs. So let's talk about some common symptoms of AMD. So blurring of your sight, distortion, things don't look quite right. Dark spots at the center of your vision field, again, because your macula is actually at the center of the retina there. So that's where the damage in macular degeneration starts to happen. So you'll have like some dark spots in the center, but you'll still have your peripheral vision a lot of times until those spots grow bigger, and then you'll have only peripheral vision, and you'll lose your central vision. Difficulty adjusting to light changes can be a sign and symptom of AMD. Poor night vision, difficulty reading, and when straight lines appear wavy or curved, that can all be a sign that you may be experiencing AMD. So the only way to really diagnose AMD is a comprehensive eye exam. Now, your ophthalmologist may use a variety of different techniques in that exam. Likely, they're going to dilate your pupils so they can get a really good look back at that retina and observe for any kind of a damage. They might be looking for yellow spots inside there. It's like a speckling, and that's oftentimes a sign of you having macular degeneration. They're going to look for pressure in your eyes. They're going to just do a very, very comprehensive eye exam, and that's actually how it is diagnosed. So let's talk about some different conventional treatments. So if you go to your conventional medicine doctor, primary care physician, your regular ophthalmologist, your specialist of the eyes, these are the treatments that they may recommend to you. One is taking what's called AREDS multivitamins. These are carotenoids that are very, very beneficial to the eyes. And so oftentimes you'll be put on that to try to help to give the eyes the nutrition that they specifically need. They need a whole lot of things like the rest of your body, but the substances inside AREDS are particularly important to the health of your eyeballs. Now, these are also something, as you'll see when we get into prevention or whatnot, that you can take. They're natural supplements that you can take to help to prevent as well. So I certainly recommend oftentimes supplement with the supplements that we recommend to clients, recommending supplements contain these nutrients as well, so that we can make sure that the eyes are healthy before they get to a bad spot, hopefully. Eating healthy, unprocessed whole foods, again, being in functional medicine, this is a primary portion of what we recommend, is that we focus on our foods. Don't smoke. That's your primary care doctor is going to tell you to do that. They also do what's called anti-VEGF injections. And these are actually where they'll inject these medications into your eyes in order to try to get you some relief. Though it's important to understand that there's no cure for macular degeneration. We can try to alleviate the symptoms to help somebody who's suffering it. We can certainly work to prevent it, but there's no cure for it. So that's why it's important that you take steps today to make sure that your eye health is good, including making sure that you're getting your annual eye exams so you can try to catch anything sooner, and also making sure that you're getting proper nutrition, supplementation, and everything before you actually develop macular degeneration. And then there's a thing called photocoagulation. It's basically where they, for wet macular degeneration, they will actually take a laser beam and try to seal those blood vessels that are leaking inside of the macula. Holistic and natural treatments, my favorite talk, because that's what I specialize in, is natural approaches. So diet, again, we always start out with diet. Eating whole foods diet, incorporating organic ingredients that you prepare. It's always important, I think, that you eat as much food that you prepare versus what somebody else prepares, so that you absolutely know what's going into the preparation, and you know what's in it. Organic, again, so we can try to reduce the amount of toxins that we're intaking into our system that can release those free radicals, cause inflammation in our body, and therefore help to lead us to having an AMD diagnosis. Increased consumption of carotenoids. Again, these are going to be vegetables, green leafy vegetables, orange vegetables, carrots. All of these types of things are going to have these carotenoids that are going to be super, super important nutritions for your eyeballs. Avoid sugar and processed or fast foods. Again, these are highly inflammatory inside of your body. Consuming foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids help to reduce inflammation in our body. They're great not just for eye health, but great for heart health, your cardiovascular system. They're great for all different portions of your body, and including if you have arthritis or any other kind of inflammatory condition, making sure that you're getting a robust amount of omega-3 fatty acids is very important and will likely provide relief for you. And then avoid hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated fats. These are not healthy for your cardiovascular system. They also cause inflammation. So some holistic and natural treatments that are herbs and supplements. I certainly use a lot of supplements and herbs and make recommendations to clients, but it's important that you make sure that you get quality herbs and supplements, that you just don't go buy them from, big name box stores or anything like that, because you really don't know what's in there. And so, we use only practitioner level supplements and herbs for our clients that are free from unnecessary fillers, that are tested heavily and everything, so we know that what's in the bottle, what's stated on the outside of the bottle is actually what's inside the bottle. But here are some certain herbs and supplements that may support or help you if you are diagnosed with macular degeneration. Bilberry extract, ginkgo biloba, zinc, fish oil, we kind of talked about, that would be your omega-3 fatty acids. Taking an AREDS multivitamin, glutathione to help with your detoxification, your liver health, to make sure that we're getting you have the best chance of getting the majority of the toxins that are coming into your body out. Grapeseed extract, and then a good quality B complex vitamin. Again, just getting a B vitamin is not going to be as beneficial to you. You need to make sure that you're getting very high quality, what we call methylated B vitamins. And if you do have questions on what is best for that, feel free to reach out. We can help you with that. Lifestyle changes. This is probably one of the most difficult parts of actually maintaining good wellness. to address any kind of condition. And this is probably the biggest challenge that I have with clients, is getting them to do lifestyle changes. We've become so used to be able to just pop a pill or a supplement or whatnot, and then but really it's important that you put in the work. As a health coach, I can give you all the education and all the information to help you to live the healthiest life possible, to unleash your wellness. But if you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to follow the protocols, if you're not willing to do the different things in your lifestyle, but also to take the proper supplements, make sure you're getting the right nutrition, then you're not going to see any change really in your condition. You're not going to unleash your full wellness potential. You're not going to live your most vital life. And so it's really important that you make the decision that you want to live to your very fullest capacity. You want to have the highest level of vitality, and you want to live. You don't want to just live long, but you want to live well. And believe it or not, there's a big difference. There's a big difference between living to 100 and being healthy and energetic and happy and excited, and living to be 100 and being bedbound and miserable and in pain all the time. I want the former for you, not the latter. So lifestyle changes, with just about everything that we talk about, is stress management is very important. Stress is is the number one killer. Really, it causes so much issues inside of your body. So if whatever it is that reduces stress for you, whether it's getting out among people, getting out meditating, yoga, doing deep breathing exercises. We've practiced deep breathing a couple of times on this show, but really just making sure that you're doing that and relieving as much stress as you can will provide huge health benefits for you. Sleep hygiene. That means you get off your TVs, get off your phones, get off your iPads, get off the Xbox, whatever it is, before bed. Don't be on those things before bed, because the blue light interferes with your melatonin production. It actually makes it harder for you to go to sleep and stay asleep. So set a regular bedtime. Make sure that it's dark in your room. If you need to have some kind of white noise going or use earplugs, make sure you do that. But make sure that you're getting really good quality sleep, because it's when you're sleeping that the body is healing itself. Don't smoke. I think we've mentioned that a couple of times, but you got to stop smoking or don't start smoking. And don't drink alcohol, or at least limit the amount of alcohol that you drink, because all of this, again, is very, very damaging to your different systems in your body, your liver, your blood vessels. It releases free radicals, and this can cause long-term health effects for you. Stay active, exercise daily. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to go necessarily to the gym and work out for 90 minutes, hardcore, sweating and all this, but get active, get out and walk around, stretch. If you work in an office environment, every half hour, an hour, just stand up at your desk and bend over and stretch out. Do some weight-bearing exercises. Hold yourself up against the wall and push yourself off of it with your hands, right? Begin to do that. There's very few people who can't do some type of exercise activity that would be beneficial to them. Even if you're in a wheelchair or you use a walker, just be intentional about moving. Movement helps. It helps to also open up your lymphatic system, which helps to strengthen your immune system, to get rid of toxins. There's just so many benefits to it, but particularly your weight-bearing exercise. If you get just a little tiny 2.5-pound weight or a 5-pound weight and you sit on the couch, if you don't want to get off the couch, sit on the couch while you're watching television and lift that weight over and over, but do something to be active with your body. And then protect your eyes from UV light. Get good sunglasses that block out the majority of UV light to prevent that damage to your eyeballs. So there's quite a few lifestyle choices that you can make when it comes to preventing macular degeneration. So let's talk about some alternative therapies. Acupuncture, acupressure can be helpful. Massage, full body massage may be helpful, get your blood flowing, stimulating. Reflexology. Reflexology has to do with pressure points in the feet that correspond to different organs in the body. Hydrotherapy, homeopathy, if that may be beneficial as well. See a homeopathic provider for that. IV nutritional therapy from, say, a functional medicine doctor, MD, that might be able to help you. And then in emerging practice for macular degeneration is microcurrent stimulation, where they do tiny little electrical impulses to the macula and the vessels in there. There's been some promising results from that, but again, that's a fairly newer therapy. And so we don't know yet just how effective that might be, but there's some promising results. And as always, here's some resources for you. The Mayo Clinic, you can go to myamdteam.com and learn more specifically about macular degeneration, the cdc.gov. And you're always welcome to reach out to Doc Stone's Natural Medicine and Wellness, and we'll be happy to share any kind of information that we can with you. Or if you want to ask questions about the functional medicine lab tests that may be available to you, we're happy to discuss that with you too. You can get practitioner grade AREDS multivitamins and other supplements with a 10% discount courtesy of me by visiting that link there. Make sure that you use the practitioner code 661753. These are practitioner level supplements, and you can only get them through an approved practitioner. So make sure that you use that practitioner code, not only to be able to get your supplements, but to get your 10% discount. And if you have questions about our functional medicine laboratory testing, there's docstone.wellproz.com. That link is right there. Go there. You can order our home based lab test. It's accredited laboratory, the most advanced functional medicine lab testing that you'll be able to find in the market. We do also offer, besides what's on that site, other testing. So if you don't see a test that you're interested in, be sure to reach out. We may offer it and be able to help you out. So that is macular degeneration. And so I hope that that has helped, that helps you to see the importance of taking care of the health of your eyes. Again, just remember that we don't diagnose or treat on here. And just a final note, again, I'm very grateful for all of you, but if you are a practitioner out there and you would like to come on the show, reach out to me. I'll be happy to have you on. We'll interview, talk about what you're doing to change the world through your practice. Or if you have an amazing story of being healed or healing and using a medical or using functional medicine, integrated medicine, or complementary methods, reach out to me. I'd love to have you on the show and interview you for that as well. And lastly, but not least, I want to thank our sponsors, ArrowStreamTV Network and Doc Stone's Natural Medicine and Wellness. So with that being said, until next week, next Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, I hope that all of you have a well week. Be well. Thank you for watching Wellness Unleashed with Doc Stone on the ArrowStreamTV Network. The opinions expressed by the host and guests of this show are theirs and not the opinions of the network or our sponsors. None of the information shared on today's episode should be taken as medical advice. Statements have not been approved by the FDA or any other governmental authority. And if you're experiencing any kind of illness or wellness issue, you are encouraged to consult with your licensed healthcare practitioner. And we do appreciate you watching our show and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.